What is going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. We have got a phenomenal guest here coming all the way from Australia here. I'm going to bring him in just 1 minute. We're going to talk about why you should never give up on your dreams, and we're going to hear his unique perspective. If you're just getting started with Legendary, you're wondering who the heck we even are. Well, we teach online marketing, specifically core 4 business models to sell information, courses, coaching, events, or how to be an affiliate. And we do that through a 15-day online business builder challenge. And then we have advanced training called our business blueprints. And I highly encourage, if you're coming through and you're getting involved with us, to invest in yourself, both time, money, energy, everything, right? There's no free rides in life. To put your money where your mouth is, to get ready to go to work, and we'll be there to guide you and support you every step of the way. And we do these wake up shows 5 days a week with guests, just like the gentleman that I'm going to bring on. And these are totally transparent and authentic conversations. I've never met this gentleman before, and I'm going to bring him to the digital stage here in a second, and we're going to hear his perspective about Legendary, about marketing, and about why you should never give up on your dreams. So with that being said, let me go ahead and welcome to our digital stage. If you guys could give this gentleman a huge round of applause in the comments so he can feel loved, he can feel supported, and he can feel great about giving back his wisdom and experience to our community. Mr. Graeme, can you hear me, my friend?
I certainly can. Good morning.
Good morning. Is it morning there?
It's 1 a.m. here in Brisbane.
Well, there you go. See, you're being selfless and saying good morning when it's really good evening over there.
Well, 1 a.m. in the morning. So, yeah, sitting here in T-shirt and shorts, nice and warm.
So are you up past your bedtime?
Yes. Yep.
Well, thank you for being willing to come on and, stay up late past your bedtime to talk with us. Means a lot. And I know that people are going to benefit from you taking the time to do this. So why don't you give us, a brief backstory in a nutshell version, which I know is never fair because it's difficult to explain anyone's journey in just a few minutes. But do your best and tell us what led you up to us meeting. You coming in contact with Legendary and being a part of our community. What led you to this point?
Okay. All right. Look, I first did a seminar back in Melbourne, over 10 years ago, and two guys, one guy, Australian guy called Ed Dale, and a long-haired surfer called Frank Kern. And that showed me that, and they talked about doing ebooks back then, dog training, all those sorts of things. But that showed me that it was possible, and it lit a fire in me. And I've struggled ever since. I've been to the States a couple of times to seminars, and they would just be pitch fests, things like that. But I just had this dream that if one person could do it, anyone could do it. It showed a way. And I've had ups and downs all along my journey, but I've never given up. I might have gone for periods of time where I didn't do anything because life got in the way. But I've never given up on that dream. And then I got involved again recently and came across Legendary. And, and it's really, I've been able to have some good success that I haven't had in the past. Doing the 15-day challenge, it put a lot of the parts of the puzzle together. I had lots of them, lots of bits and pieces, but, nothing, it never came together.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of people feel like that. And, I think that's because that's for many reasons. But for whatever the reason, I'm glad that the pieces have fallen into place for you. So, this never giving up on your dreams, this is the way in which we've titled the show, and it's sort of the theme of your story. And, obviously, you have some great life experience. We can tell by just looking at you. You didn't just fall up the turnip. You didn't just fall off the turnip tree yesterday.
No,
So, I think whether you call it an excuse, a limiting belief, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. Or maybe it's just some people's reality. They just truly believe this, and it's maybe not a limiting belief. I don't want to invalidate anybody's feelings or thoughts that they have, but you clearly don't see any limitations. You're not telling yourself, I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm too this, I'm too that. Talk to us about how why even in your this season of your life that you still feel like it is a good idea to pursue entrepreneurship, to pursue online marketing. Is it a financial thing? Is it that you want to just stay sharp and stay busy? Is it the main driver, this never giving up on your dreams and wanting to see your story through?
it's a bit of a combination. I want to have a good income for retirement to be able to do the things I've done. And also, now I'm 65, but I don't feel 65. I don't make it an age thing. It's like I love the challenge. I love the challenge of, people say, "Oh, I'm amazed at what you do at your age," but I'm not. It's just what I do. I love the thrill of the chase of getting the success, and getting, you get frustrated and things like that. But when you're learning things that are new, of course there's going to be frustration. Like, it's new, it's something you haven't done before, and so I just have this belief that anything's possible, and people, and I accept. I've done things in the past, and if they hadn't worked out, I accept my part in that. Like, if I've gone to different things and they're all around me, the common denominator is me. And so I accept, I've done other courses and they didn't work. So a big part of that is me. What did I miss? And so I don't let the past influence my future either. Like, I could look at all the past things that I've done, Dave, and let that stop me. Oh, well, this didn't work, that, and it didn't work. So what's going to be the difference this time? But I don't look that way. I focus on where I'm going, not where I've been. If I focused on where I'd been, I wouldn't be doing anything.
I think that element of taking responsibility, you used a couple of terms, my side of the street, what am I responsible for? These are all terms that are real relevant to me and that I've learned. A lot of my learnings have been through, therapy and recovery and self-help. I had to learn. I didn't learn all of these. Taking ruthless responsibility, particularly through entrepreneurship. It's been through sort of a combination of different things that I've experienced in life. But I think that you and I shared a bit of things in common before we started, and we can go into that or not. It makes no difference to me. But I think that there's a big missing piece to most people who are starting out in business and entrepreneurship, whether it's online or something else. And that's exactly what you just talked about, which is learning to take total and absolute personal responsibility. And if something doesn't work out, then really looking at my part. And maybe it was just I chose the wrong person to learn from. Like, I'm a bad judge of character, or I should have saw this coming, or what's my pattern, looking back at my pattern. And when I start to realize, gosh, I jump from thing to thing to thing, and I start lots of things, but I never finish them. It all, like you said, the common denominator in everything in my life is me.
Yes.
And, I've heard lots of friends in different men in my past. I'm not one of them, thankfully, just for today, but they've been married 3, 4, 5 times, and all their wives were crazy. All their wives were crazy. It was always the wife's fault, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, there's a common denominator in all 5 of those situations, and it's you, pal. But we don't want to hear that. we don't want to hear that because it's easier, Graeme, so that piece of taking responsibility, not only is it important, Graeme, but I find it to be fairly therapeutic because I'm not in this constant defense and in victim mode, but and I'm also not in this powerless mode that I'm looking at the world and everybody's taking advantage of me and I'm just a victim. But I actually have power over changing the outcome because I'm the only thing that I can change. Do you share that belief, and do you see that as being a big part of being happy and continuing to get back up when you get knocked down in this entrepreneurship game?
Yes, I'm the author of my life. I'm not dictated, but my life's not dictated by things that go on around me. Like, I'm really grateful for my life. Like, I shouldn't be here. I died a few years ago and ended up on life support. I was involved in an armed robbery, and it destroyed me. It took me 10 years to get over that. 10 years. I'm someone that I couldn't even look after myself. I had a carer that used to come in and cook and clean because I couldn't look after myself. And in that time, I'd given up on life. I thought I had, but I realized I still had a glimmer of hope, even in all that drama and the suicide attempt and then the drug addiction with prescribed medication and that. I still had a glimmer of hope there, but people see me today and I'm an open book. None of that stuff worries me anymore. The freedom is being able to not worry about it. It happened. It's in the past. It doesn't define who I am now. And so I love the thrill of achieving things and getting through the frustration. And yes, that sometimes you get a thought of, oh God, this is too hard, but it's just a thought, and thoughts are lies to us a lot of the time anyway.
Yeah. Well, you just named off of some really big challenges that you've overcome, and also an extremely hopeless state that you were once in that led you to both obviously addiction, which you mentioned, to prescription medication, but also suicide attempts. I can't really think of a deeper bottom than that, and to now see that there's a message in that mess, that that you're turning those struggles into your strengths. My hope is that all of you guys see that maybe it wasn't the same exact situation that Graeme went through. Maybe it wasn't the same situation that I've gone through and overcome, but that each one of us has gone through something that was dramatic, traumatic, painful, that we didn't want to get up and go on anymore, and we did, and that we are victors, not victims, and that exact skill set or personality trait, whatever you want to call it, is wildly useful as an entrepreneur. It's wildly useful because when we can't set up an autoresponder correctly, or if we launch an ad and it doesn't make thousands of dollars in one day, we can look back at some of the stuff we've overcome and realize that these challenges that we're going through as an entrepreneur, even though they might feel big in the moment, we've actually overcome much more difficult things in our life. And that seems like a bit of the sort of optimistic perspective that you have. Am I reading you right?
Yes. Yeah. I've got this thing that I say, you're having a bad time. Well, it's a bad day compared to what? And I just have to look back where I was. Like, I should not have survived. I was on a life support for 3 days. I should not have survived. I'm here. And I've got all my faculties and, I can still do whatever I choose to do. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I accept responsibility for all that I went through too. Like, and I don't feel the guilt and shame that I used to feel for years. It's freedom to be able to, that's just what happened.
Yeah.
That's just what happened.
Well, I've had this realization that we can heal our guilt and shame similar to how we can heal our body. So if you get a cut on your arm and you take care of it properly, like, put stitches, Band-Aid, whatever, it'll heal within a couple of weeks. The same thing happens, and the same thing happens. Now, it doesn't always happen because people continue the cycle of doing the same behavior that creates the same shame and guilt. But we can heal all of our shame and guilt and begin to rebuild our self-esteem by simply stop doing the behavior that's creating the guilt and shame. You mentioned addiction. Well, for me, for many years, I had a lot of guilt and shame because I was an addict and I didn't and felt like I couldn't stop using. But when I did eventually stop using, I got help. I went to 12-step recovery and so forth. When I did stop using, it was amazing. Within 30 days, I'm like, hey, how's it going? Like, I got a little bit of money in my pocket. I'm working with my dad, and I'm like, I'm out, hitting on girls and stuff. And but the same thing happens and can happen in entrepreneurship. So many of us start businesses or start things and then we don't follow through with them. We say, I'm going to start a business, or I'm going to start a YouTube channel, or right. But then within a week or two, we've stopped doing that. And then that really piles on the shame and guilt. So we can heal our shame and guilt and build our self-esteem by simply making commitments in our business, realistic commitments, not commitments that are like, I'm going to make $1 million in a month, and if I don't make it, I'm going to shame the hell out of myself. But I'm going to make a commitment to start a YouTube channel and get 100 subscribers in 30 days. Now, whether you hit that goal or not, if you don't quit, you follow through with that goal, you will build self-esteem. If you quit, you will add shame and guilt.
Yes.
And then likely you will continue to perpetuate that cycle. And so I think that there's a huge connection to the way that we heal our skin, our physical bodies, and also the way that we heal our self-esteem. You've hit on that in terms of your story. What comes up for you as I sort of rant here just for the last 5 minutes on this building our self-esteem within business by following through with our commitments?
One thing that's there for me at the moment, I had a YouTube channel, I had 400 odd videos in it, and I got false copyright strikes, and I got 3 of them, and I lost my YouTube channel. I went through all I needed to do, and I was a bit annoyed or pissed off, you'd say, for a couple of days, but I said to myself, well, you can be pissed off, or what are you going to do about it? So I started another channel. Fortunately, I was able to download all the videos a couple of weeks before that, because I had another one prior to that. And so I wasn't always like this. When I was younger, I didn't care much about anything. I'd blame people. But now I just take responsibility. All right, I've got it. What am I going to do about it? I could blame YouTube. I could blame the guy that made the false copyright strikes, or it's my YouTube channel. It's not, they own it, but I want to be able to use YouTube as a part of my marketing. So what am I going to do about it? So I started another YouTube channel, and it's growing faster than the other one did.
Yeah. Yeah. What a difficult thing to overcome, and how frustrating. I think that's one of the lessons that we have to learn as marketers is that, we don't own these platforms. But I'm glad, no matter how, no matter how much you've gone through, that you've continued particularly now in this season of your life, even if you didn't do it when you were younger. I didn't do it when I was younger either. Take responsibility and follow and try to follow through. I want to switch gears here just for a second about the YouTube thing and about
Yep.
filming videos and stuff like that. A lot of people get started, and unfortunately or fortunately, however you choose to look at it, sort of social media sites have become the new platforms that we market on. Back in the day, you mentioned 10 years ago, it was more Google AdWords,
Yep.
e-zines, articles, solo ads, like, email drops, there was all banner ads. That it was a kind of a different, social media wasn't really here, it wasn't here like it is now. And obviously copywriting is a big deal. You mentioned Ed Dale and Frank Kern. They're both phenomenal copywriters, and that skill is always going to be the foundation of marketing. Great copywriting, great persuasion through the written word. But now we have this new format of video. We're on video right now. We're live. This would paralyze some people, but even getting in front of the camera and filming, it can be like as scary as public speaking, which is the number one fear that humans have worldwide. Did you have any challenges with that? And could you walk us through how you've overcome them, or what your thoughts are around video marketing and sort of the since you've been in the game for so long and you've seen so many things, kind of where we're at right now and what people need to do or get comfortable with in order to take advantage of the kind of massive opportunity that we all have with this sort of level playing field that kind of anybody can get in and start, benefiting from.
Just get over yourself. Like I jokingly used to say, I've got a face for radio, but I just took it. That's what I want to do. I used to sit there and think, oh, I blink too much, and this person doesn't. And you know what I did for a long time? I did another program. And part of that was you did mirror work. I became a leader in that, a trainer. And that's why I've come on this program, because, if I can help one other person see that it's possible for them, it makes it worthwhile. I've got an ethic about me that I want to give back. And so now I did mirror work. I just practiced looking in the mirror, and I don't care now. However I come out on camera is however I come out.
Yeah, well, and I'm looking in a mirror right now, as are probably you, right? Because we've got the thing on the screen and it's showing us, here. And I agree. I mean, I think that's a fantastic way to practice. But is put a mirror up and all that. But I really am in love with just the simplicity of your thinking. I went through this long-winded setup of the question, and your answer was just get over yourself. So, Graeme, I really appreciate you coming on and being willing to share. And I want to be able to send people to connect with you. So I don't know if we have a YouTube channel but if we could flash that up on the screen, or your last name or something, Matt, if we have that and we could show that, that'd be
Graeme Jarry. I'll type it in and you can get it from there.
Well, I can share your YouTube channel here, and
okay,
and people can go check it out. I can see that you have, five new videos. This video was uploaded 3 days ago, so I can. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You've got more videos than that, but it's 2 months ago. So it's 2 months ago. So that must be around the time that you had lost your last YouTube channel.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And you're already back up to 351 subscribers. Good for you, man. Good for you. Really, 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 really powerful stuff. What's the screen record? I can see that you do a lot of screen recording. You show the screen and kind of have your face in it. What are you using? What sort of tools are you using for your video marketing to do your recordings?
Okay, I use Camtasia.
Okay.
I've got a Yeti, Blue Yeti microphone and just a I forget what the Logitech HD, just a webcam.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Very good. Very good. And you're just given various value, different things, different reviews, 10 best affiliate programs, how to get Microsoft Office for free. It just, various just different value. Just what are things that people might be searching for that I could deliver some value. I mean, this game really is simple.
Yep.
It's really a simple thing. And it's, you guys go and follow Graeme. And are you on Facebook as well?
Yes, I'm on Facebook as well. Also, just got into TikTok. My granddaughter a couple of months ago wanted me to do a dance for her, and I just discounted it. Didn't have a clue what it was, and I've just seen what the power of that is. So I've just I had one video. I've only been on that a couple of weeks. I had a video go to 20,000 views last week.
Wow, man, that's incredible. That's incredible. Are you on TikTok under the same name?
Same name, yes. Yep.
Graeme Jarry.
Yep.
So look Graeme up. Go and follow Graeme and connect with him and support him. Let's look up your TikTok channel. GREAME.
GRAEME. JARRY.
Yeah. JAW. All right, let's see if we can find There he is. Look at that. Nice, man. Look at that. You're just taking action, man. I love it, brother.
And look, I just want to inspire anyone else that, thinks they can't do something, or, how I learned to use Camtasia, I couldn't use that. I just used YouTube. I trained myself how to use it with looking at YouTube. And, if someone's having a hard time, or they don't think they can do it, they can. Anyone can do it. You just got to take action, apply yourself, and be consistent.
Yeah.
Just have a never give up attitude.
Yeah. No, it really does boil down to that, man. I mean, it really does boil down to just not giving up. I think there's a phrase that I actually learned in recovery and so forth, and that was "Don't give up before the miracle happens."
Yep.
And I think that's just such a common thing. People give up right before the miracle happens. So.
Yep.
You are certainly a miracle in many ways, and I am so thrilled that you were willing to come on and share your experience with us today. And I think that you have certainly changed at least one person's life today with your words and inspired them to continue to build their business and go after their dreams. I'll give you the final last word if you want to share anything else to inspire and or motivate anybody to continue to never give up on their dreams.
Okay. Back when I was in that horrible place I was in, I could never go a day without any of that medication. I'd try for years to stop and I couldn't. I'd just throw up on myself. And tomorrow, God willing, it'll be 20 years since I've had any alcohol or medication. And, that is just one day at a time, taking action, being consistent. And I apply that to everything in my life.
My friends,
That's why I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for the opportunity to come on here and just tell other people that, you can do anything you want.
Yeah. Well, I hope maybe that you share this with your grandkids or something too, because I tell you what, if I had a granddad like you, I would be so proud,
Thanks.
my friend. All right. So keep up the great work. Congrats. Well, no fronts, but tomorrow, congrats on your 20. And God bless you. Take care of yourself, my friend. Go get some sleep. And we'll talk to you later.
Awake, yeah.
I know. You're all fired up, right?
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Take care. Be legendary. Continue to be legendary. And we'll talk to you later, okay?
Bye-bye.
All right, Graeme. Guys, what else can we say on a beautiful Friday afternoon, evening for Graeme, morning for us? I'm all fired up now. I got lots of work to do today. And that was exactly what I needed to hear this morning to make it a great day, to make it a legendary day. We appreciate all of you guys. Let's please show Graeme a lot of love and support in the comments. We've got people that are saying they're in tears. Awesome. Just great. We'll see you guys back here on Monday. Wake Up Legendary, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Have a great weekend. Be legendary. Take care.